Welcome back, everyone, to episode 2 of my new playthrough on City Skylines. I decided to call this little village Cheeseburg. Maybe there'll be a dairy involved in it in the future. One thing I remembered after I went off yesterday is my lane mathematics.
Pardon me while I have a strange interlude.
Biffa is a big proponent of this, and it makes a lot of sense. If you look here, we have 3 lanes, this freeway, and this lane here does 2 things. It can make traffic worse if it's, I have to decide between one of 2 things there, so the easiest way to fix this problem is to change your lanes using simple lane mathematics. We're going to use a 2-lane highway here and replace. Here you have 3 lanes, so 1 lane goes off, so you really only need 2 lanes here. And when you get down to here, you've got 1 lane coming on to add with that, and you're back to 3. And the same thing goes on the other side here. And once again, when it comes back on, you got 3 there. One of the other things you can do to really seal the deal on this sort of thing is with the traffic mod, the traffic mod presidential edition, this lane connector tool here. Really don't have to worry about the ones coming on here. If you select that node and hit Control S, see, it'll assign lanes here. So everybody who's coming through here will take these 2 lanes, and the person coming on will have this lane all to themselves. And it's very much like real life if you stop to think about it. If you've driven on a freeway, when you have an on-ramp, they usually give you a good distance where the lane is your own, so that you can merge over whenever you feel like it. And the way this game works is most of those merging decisions happen at node points. So if you wanted everybody here to stay in their lane for another node, you can also adjust this node here with Control S, and it just says nobody switches lanes until after this point. The going off part here is not so important because with this lane being marked off like that, it's the same thing. The AI already knows coming down here that this lane has to go off, so they'll all be doing merging over if they're not going off before they hit this point. So the other node I want to put this is the merging node, and that'll take care of that. Little things that you think about after the fact. But yeah, I think we're ready to start going here, and I will put down some garbage to start with. I think I'll put up the garbage dump way out over here. As soon as we get a chance, we want to start emptying that out and start using cleaner methods. And I think it's time to start populating. I usually like to set aside the areas next to the main, what will be the main drag, as commercial. So I'll select all of these here for residential, and I'll keep that for commercial. Probably in the future, these areas up here will be commercial as well, but we can always redevelop that. Right now, you see we don't have any need for commercial or industry at the moment. because nobody's here. We'll take care of those as time goes by. And so I think it is time to start up our little town. See if any houses start building in here. Yep. Garbage trucks coming out already. Shouldn't be any garbage yet. Got to make sure we have power going down here. And that needs power as well. Right. And let's see how she grows. Alright, she's filling in nicely. We have some commercial going. Commercial demand. You can see everything's unlocked. I'm not going to go to the high density yet. I'm playing like this was a normal start. And we'll put a little commercial in here. Do the commercial before the industry, because one of the things you have to think about ahead of time is employees. The people who are living here are going to be working here, and your commercial is going to fight with your industrial for workers. If you overbuild your commercial, you won't have enough left over for your industrial workers. I'm going to zone this out for industry. Started it over there, but when your areas are close enough together, they'll link up their power. Industrial really built in there quickly. We still have demand. Good idea to wait a little bit here. You can see there's a delay, and it's going to be going down here shortly. Got some vehicles coming in here. Whole string of cars here. People going to be moving into their new houses. We're up to a population of 262 already. You can see we're losing money at the moment. And one of the ways you can tell you're playing the game correctly is when you eventually get this up into the green, where you're making more than you're spending. It's easy to lose money at the start of the game because you've built the infrastructure. We've got a lot of criminals running in here. And it's getting dark. I think I'll put down a police station. Just a small one. Find a place where it'll cover the most territory. There we go. Everybody's smiling and happy. And with all these dirt roads, you can see our town is mighty dark. No streetlights. Cops are busy at work there. Trains coming in here. Looks like we got passengers. People coming in from out of town to live here. And they will walk a pretty good distance. You see, they're not really having any trouble walking down into the town here. I don't know if our industry is... yeah, we did have a train come in. You can see we got some stuff coming from out of town. Some of the stuff we're going to need for our commercial areas. And it's still nighttime, so I think I will pause this. There's really not much to see at night in this town because the primitive streets. I think I'll use the ultimate eye candy mod here to turn the day-night cycle off and set us back to noon so we can get some work done here. At the moment, we can use some more industries. Eventually, when you get to the point, as you build your industries out here, they will be able to supply all your needs for your commercial area and, you know, what the people are going to be wanting to buy and everything. And you'll need less cargo coming out. In fact, you'll get to the point where we can start building a dedicated industry like a farm or oil or ores somewhere around here, and they will export through the train station there. We're going to need some more roads coming up pretty soon. You can see our lots of cars parked, and we're almost filled up here as far as our home places. Let's take a look at our elementary school. We got 146 eligible for elementary, and none for high school, none for college. 100, that's a pretty good number. Start putting down our elementary school, and we're running out of power. Should have stayed on top of that, because we're only using the 2 windmills. I'll stick this guy up over here. The coal-powered plant, that'll get us through a lot of time, and it's next to the dirty garbage dump anyway, so that area is going to be filthy either way. But yes, I was working on putting down a elementary school for the good people of this town. Find a place that cover most of the territory. Right about there. Everybody's happy and smiling. We got somebody dead over here already, which is kind of weird. Game just started. Usually you don't have them croaking that early. That's an unnatural death. So once again, to lose some more money here, we're going to put down a couple things here. They're probably dying because they didn't have any health care. So we'll put a clinic there. And to take care of our dead guy, I'll put this crematorium down. Let's see, where's a good spot for that. Looks like that's covering up everything. That'll send out the hearse to pick up the dead person, which is important. This sort of thing can spread if the dead body stays there, and this place will get abandoned. Okay, and let's see what else. Yeah, the population's growing pretty quickly. We're up to 672, which is pretty darn good. We're gonna need more roads. I'll unpause everything here, let the power kick in. And we'll stick with the dirt roads for the time being. I'm gonna keep it running here, ignoring the demand, and hopefully we'll start to make some money. destroying people's houses. It's always a lot of fun. Why is that elevated? Is that really that steep there? Probably. Let's go to here and see if I can replace that. There you go. And let's continue. Yeah, demand is still down there, so there's no hurry here. One of the things we can do at the moment, I'll hit pause again, is this level. I don't know what the actual level is in the actual game that allows this, but it is around here. It's not too far off. It allows you to tax your peoples, and 12% is the good sweet spot. You go up to 13, they start complaining, and 12 will maximize your taxable intake, and will help you make the most of your money. Other things you can do with your budget is you can turn down. If you're making a lot more power than you need, you can turn your budget down, and you can do it with the water and the garbage. It's easy to lose track of those, so I just keep them where they're at. If you're making more than, because we have infinite money, we can stand to lose money for a while, and we will until we have some industries that'll start producing exportable income. And you can see we're getting a lot of people coming in by the train. They're all stacked up here and walking into town. May behoove us early on to put down a mass transit of usually a bus line, which is cheapest and easiest to set up. It's also the cheapest and easiest to get rid of when you hit a larger size and you want to replace it with like metros underground. Okay, we've expanded our keepers. And it's all okay. You see, we don't have any industrial demand at the moment. We could use some more commercial. Put that in there, and we'll throw in a bunch of houses here. Get more people moving in here, and we'll start her up. One of the other mods I have is the speed slider here. I found when you're at normal speed, that about 65% is pretty close to real life speed. You see the speed limit on these roads is 25. People are still walking a little quickly, but here we got tons of people coming in. And the plus side, all those people coming in on foot there from the train, they're not using cars. It's a good thing because our main road connection to the highway is a dirt road. You see, having the train there is a big help. That train line wasn't there. Bring the people in, we'd have lots and lots of traffic right now. Lots more than's already here. Okay, let's crank up the speed again here. Watch it fill in.
4 to 6 weeks later.
All right, as you can see, it's filling in nicely. We do have a problem with the plant here. It's waiting for some deliveries. Which is that truck right there. The coal truck. You're probably going to get that symbol until we upgrade the roads, because the speed limit on here is very slow. So it takes trucks time to get here. I don't know if that truck came from the train station or had to come from out of town. I think it's time to upgrade the roads. So I am going to pause again at the moment. You see our losses are just hovering around 3,000. See our population is up to over 1,000. Still doing well. Let's do some road upgrades here. I think I want to put Main Street, just to start off with, is the regular small 4-lane road. Mainly because it won't destroy any of the buildings. It shouldn't destroy any of them. It's the same width as this dirt road. But it ups you to 4 lanes and doesn't do any other damage. And don't see any need to do it all the way out of town. Maybe I'll start it up here. That 4-lane will be our main street. And we'll have another 4-lane main street going this way. If you go strictly by road hierarchy, this should be your maximum size road, and then your major feeders come off of it will be this medium-sized road. Then you can go down to your smaller size road. Let's see, I'm going to continue this over this way. See, everybody's smiling. I guess they don't like dirt roads, but there you go. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it looks like I broke my rule here. About extending those roads out. Yeah, correct that. That way you don't lose anybody. You don't have to have all those intersections. And I think I will put the 4-lane down here as well. And prop around like this. It's good to have these larger roads and then your little suburban areas with smaller roads in the middle. These roads are a little more expensive. They have trees on them. The people like them, though. It'll make them happier. And I'll turn this into a real neighborhood. See, that was giving us problems, so I'm going to turn on anarchy and see if I can get that to go in. There we go. Anarchy solves a lot of problems. Same thing here. The anarchy. Probably this thing here is intruding a little bit. Not enough to really make a difference. Anarchy is a lifesaver. Alright, that looks good. And I think for the industrial area, I'll make all the roads the standard 4-lane. Because you do have trucks turning around and causing all sorts of problems. And let's see, we'll go up to here and do the same thing. So I sort of want to make that a loop. One-way loop. 4-lane one-way road. Don't really need 4 lanes. Let's go for a 2-lane one-way. One-way road with parking spaces. We don't really need parking spaces. Wide sidewalks. For the time being, the sidewalks will come in handy for the people coming down from the train station. The train stations usually operate that direction. So we'll go back and change the direction on that with a right mouse button. And there, we got loops. Do the same over here. Okay. Everything set up there correctly. Now that we have that taken care of, we need to do some intersection twiddling. When you come down to your intersections here like this, this is your main road coming into town here. You want the side roads to give way to the main road. We're going to do this without traffic lights, by the way. We want to avoid traffic lights until traffic gets really bad. And even then, you want... Traffic light is almost a last resort in this game. You use this priority sign editor like here twice. That sets it up. This says go through and this says yield. So anybody coming from the side road is going to yield to the main drag. Same thing here, even though this is technically also a main road. This is the main road. Of course, we only need the yield here because they're one way. Okay, on this side, same thing. All these ones that are coming onto this secondary main road should yield. You don't worry about any of that interior to the suburb there. Same thing here. Yield. And you can see using these stubs where you really cut down on the number of intersections. You don't need that many intersections. Intersections are where all the trouble happens as far as traffic goes in this game. Even later on when it gets really, really busy, we'll have to actually get rid of crosswalks and put elevated crossing stations on. Just so that the people walking around won't be stopping traffic. Okay, I think those are all set up. And let me do another quick check of our stats here before I start running again. I do spend a lot of time paused in here, so I don't want to keep running things off here. I need time to think don't let the game get away from you. Electricity, water, it's all fine. You can see our capacity. You know, we're in really good shape there for the time being. Garbage processing, we have no processing at all because we're using a landfill. You can see our capacity is 8 million. Yes, and we're still doing fine there with our coverage. Everything's green.
Green.
Garbage trucks can get everywhere they need to get. Our healthcare. Here's our crematorium. Really, they don't have anybody to work with yet. We haven't had a death wave. Most of the people who moved in are younger. We did have that one dead person because we didn't have a clinic put down. You can see we're still good there. It's beginning to fade there, but we're still good. What I forgot to do is put down a fire station. And I think we'll go for a big one. It'll cover more territory. See, this will cover everything we have right now. It's more expensive. Something you wouldn't do if you didn't have infinite money. At this point, you would just keep putting down little ones as you went along. But this will cover us for quite a while. Into power is fine. School. See, we do got a bunch of students in there. In fact, it'll probably be overfilled pretty soon when the rest of these houses go up. And we got 61 for high school. That's a low number. You don't really need to worry about that just yet either. What we have down here is a need for industry. So we'll fill out another section here. Don't really need commercial just yet. And let's let this run here. Turning into a nice little town there. I think after we put in another section like this is when we'll have to start adding a bus line, especially to get people from here. You see a lot of people still coming in. They bringing their pocket cars. A lot of them are walking. And they will. You don't have to worry so much about people not walking, but you do want to make it quicker for them to get into town. So the buses will come in handy for that. Right now they have to walk. And keep your pace of growth lower. You see, we're doing really well there. 1,200 people. We still got some empty lots there. Commercial area seems to be going gangbusters. People are heavy drinkers in this town. 2 liquor stores right next to each other. You see all the cars parked here. It's because the roads I put down here, these main roads, have no parking on them. Just naturally, you don't have to adjust them. So everybody has to really park where they work or where they're shopping. And of course, the houses have their own little driveways and garages. Yeah, right now we're in a good spot here, is where you see all of these needs sort of leveling out and a little bouncing up and down. None of them are climbing high, sky high. It's a good place to be because you're just sitting here, a well-running, static town. You do want to continue to grow, however, so sometimes you have to push growth by adding another industry, someplace to attract people in, come to work. Usually when you're balanced out like this, and you see we don't have any warning signs of not enough workers, not enough goods. It's all balanced. We're getting enough goods for all of our commercial from here and from our train station. It was a big thing. It's close to here. We don't have to wait for trucks to come in from the outside to deliver stuff for our commercial. Train does it. They just come from here and go straight there. And the same thing with people. People are cargo. People station here is delivering our raw materials for our town, i.e. people to move into these houses and to work at the businesses. So everything is balanced. See that? Look at that. That is nice. And that's what you're striving for. Of course, you're not getting anywhere with this. You're not growing your city. You see the money we're losing less and less as time goes by. If you waited long enough, it would probably get down to zero. But you need to increase your tax base to pay for all the infrastructure, the roads and the train stations and all the stuff we added sort of prematurely, like the big fire station. You need a tax base to pay for that. So eventually we will get into the green. But look at that. Everything's just humming right along there. And I think gone far enough for today. We'll continue on next time. I might add in a industry. Let's pause the game for a second here. See if there's any natural recurring raw materials. Yeah, it doesn't. It's a blank slate. I don't know why it does that, but it does. With this, where is it here? Ground resources. I don't remember if that is a mod or not. But you can draw your own areas for raw materials. This town, I think, wants to grow along the coast here, so I don't think I'll put any industry there. Although there is one industry that might come in handy at this point, and that is the fishing industry. There's our pollution from our sewage line. The fishing industry is part of that Sunset Harbor DLC. Allows you to put down a fishing harbor for specific types of fishes. Here you have anchovies, salmon, and shellfish. And if you look our thing up here, all this yellow area is anchovies, and that little pink area is salmon, and the dark pink area is shellfish. I don't think there's any tuna. Yeah, you can see your salmon's by the river. Salmon like the fresh water there. So you really have a choice here of anchovy or shellfish. And you put one of these guys down. Let's see. Shellfish. Shellfish. Don't be shellfish. There's a shellfish. We put like the shellfish down here on the coast and set up a route, and we'll be fishing and the stuff they bring in. We put down a fish market in town. You can buy what's coming out of here, and fish factory will produce goods, probably a lot more than your town could use, and all the excess will just come up here in trucks to our train station and get shipped out, and we'll making money. I think I will save that for the next episode. As always, thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.